it's great. It's great to be in the final back after 8 years, I guess. Lads have trained really hard. And I suppose the goal at the start of the year was to qualify for the All Ireland. So we're delighted to be in there. So it was under no illusion in terms of the height of the challenge that we faced. But as I said, it's great to be involved. We were very hurt last year after losing out at the semi-final stage. And as I said, it's great to be back in the final this year. Every day you lose is a learning day. And that was one day that as I said, we said we gotta try and get back here and try and put this right next year. So thankfully to the lads, they worked really hard all year. They trained so hard, and Eamon and Keane ask all the hard questions every night, and they, every time they keep coming up with the answers. So but their biggest exam lies ahead. Felt sorry for Justin and the lads. It just didn't happen for them. I suppose in sport, and unfortunately that happens sometimes. And but from our point of view, it was just an important game that we had to try and push on and just get the vital scores. And thankfully we probably got the goals early on, and that was the difference at the end of the day. I mean, some of the patches of the play this year has been very, very good. And I suppose it's great when you see it on the training field. It's great that you get to see it on the stage, because I mean that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Is playing when the crowds are there. So from our point of view, as I said, we were severely tested in the Munster Championship, and there's no doubt about it. We got 3 very, very tough games, and I think that stood to us. Well, for us, as you said, as you rightly point out, they set a standard. And the standard is set very, very high. But like we're no different than any of the other counties. We're all the time trying to get up there to that standard, and for us, we're just delighted to have gotten into the final and qualified for a chance, to play what probably are considered the best team ever. But it's a great opportunity for our lads in our development to really test ourselves again the best that's out there, and we'll definitely be putting all of our energy into our own performance, and let's bring our performance on the day, and let's see where it takes us. It's definitely a 20-man game nowadays, but I think the performance that we're getting from the team, that can be put down to the 20 guys that push them every night in training for a place. There's really, really healthy competition within the squad, and yet they're very, very close, and they really, I suppose, work very well with each other, and that's just a dream for me, and to see how much energy they bring to the training ground every week. And as I said, it's great to see them rewarded with an All-Ireland final appearance. I think it's great for the lads. It's I suppose it's a time that their families can probably enjoy the build-up. But for us, it's just about it's another week. This week is a work week, and next week it'll be building ourselves up for what will be a massive game. But we're really, really looking forward to it. But as I said, all of our focus is just on the game. Look, I mean, from our point of view, we're doing our very best to get these boys as successful as they possibly can be. As I said, it is really, really competitive. I suppose there's only one team can lift to Liam McCarthy every year, but at the moment it's down to 2, and we're one of them. And as I said, we're delighted to be in there with that chance, and we'll go up and we'll be doing all we can for our very proud county.